We are in round 12 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tommy Roberts here, Eddie Cotton in white, and Jose Torres, the champion, in black. John Henry Lewis was the only West Coast fighter to win the light heavyweight crown. He beat Bob Olin in December of 1935. And Carlos Ortiz, do you think Eddie Cotton stands a good chance at this point of becoming the second?
Well, I have Cotton ahead at this point. I tell you, he's doing terrific, especially with that jab and that sneaky 1-2 combination that he has. Like I keep saying, he has a terribly lack of experience, and Torres is just being careless in there. I guess he didn't take this fight he took it lightly, let's say.
Well, that is entirely possible, but Eddie Cotton looks very good physically and rather fresh. Maybe his excellent physical shape is accounted for by the fact that he never smokes or drinks.
That's right, Tommy. That has a lot to do with it, too. Especially for an old fellow like Cotton, that if he takes care of himself, it doesn't dissipate too much. He could go on as long as Archie Moore, old Archie.
All right, we are here in round 12 of a scheduled 15-rounder. Torres scoring inside there with good short, shocking jolts to the heads. And as Carlos Ortiz has pointed out, they hurt. He's wild with that right. That overhead right, though, has been most effective punch for Torres, in case you've joined us late. Now the blood is flowing freely again. A cut in the right eye of Torres, plus his nose. And Cotton is scoring well inside. 3 hard punches by Torres, all landed. Good right by Cotton, comes right back into the midsection of the champion. And Torres once again goes into the peekaboo as Cotton is scoring well with sharp jolts. And Torres is looking at the referee, asking him to watch the low blows. Referee Nate Morgan, working his very first championship fight, has been doing a good job. He has not broken the fighters too many times. He's been letting them fight. Cotton standing off the champion with those sharp left jabs. Eddie Cotton trying to jab his way to the title right now, scoring with those right hands, and the crowd roars every time he throws that right uppercut. A good sharp right by the champion that time. Another sharp right by Torres, and Cotton weathers the blow. Looks at his corner for instructions. Torres really getting aggressive now, wading in with lefts and rights. Eddie Cotton takes a deep breath. There are 10 seconds remaining in round 12 as the champion bounces on his toes and comes back to the attack. Well, it is on everyone's mind right now how the scoring is going right now. Referee Nate Morgan is marking his card in the ring. The 2 judges are marking theirs. There have been no knockdowns. Both boys were shaken up by some good punches earlier in the fight, back around rounds 6 and 7. We are now waiting for the bell for round 13. Eddie Cotton at 40, the oldest active fighter in the ring today, the oldest active rated fighter, and the champion at 30, the oldest champion. We are in round 13. Nick Florio has put a lot of grease on the face of the champion, Torres, because of the cuts. Eddie Cotton, 3 rounds away from a possible title. Jose Torres, 3 rounds to go to keep his crown. The action has been good. Now that left didn't land. It was blocked by Cotton, who ducked away from it. That right by Cotton scored well. Another right, and a left, and a left, and a right by Cotton. And he's taking the attack to the champion. He's got him in the corner, left and right to the head. And Torres comes out and goes into a clinch. Eddie Cotton wants to break it up. Nate Morgan gets in between them, and Cotton will have to start all over again. The crowd is rooting here for Cotton. Cotton goes again inside with that right uppercut. Several times it's landed low, and it's brought a warning from the referee, Nate Morgan of Chicago, former Golden Glove champion. Cotton calling on all of his ring experience. 74 fights for Eddie Cotton. Eddie Cotton had his first pro fight in 1947. Jose Torres in black trunks. Cotton carrying the fight to him in white at this moment. Cotton gave a little shuffle, looked like Jersey Joe Walcott there for a minute. Joe had that great shuffle.
He got that shuffle.
Yeah, he was my boy.
Feint that left jab and then take 2 steps back and then come up with that right hand.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
2 steps and come up with that right.
Right. It's amazing. It's amazing how this Cotton has gone so far and is doing magnificently at his age.
He looks fresh, doesn't he, Carlos?
He looks fresh. He looks in terrific shape.
All right, Nate Morgan breaks him up once again. Jose Torres is going to have to unloosen some big guns with 1 minute to go in round 13.
You know, the referee's doing a hell of a job, you know.
Champion on the ropes. Cotton keeps him back in there. The nose of Torres is still bleeding, and it may be bothering his breathing, as Carlos Ortiz pointed out. Jabbing, Cotton jabbing, and the crowd yells, jab, jab. Cotton sticks that right in there again, and it scores. Again, the left. Torres blocking the landing of those punches from our camera. But we can see it. That one landed. Cotton landed again, and Torres was wild. His nose is still bleeding.
That left jab is bothering Torres very much, Tommy.
Good, effective left jab by the challenger,
effective.
Eddie Cotton. And Torres bangs away at the rib cage with 10 seconds remaining here in round 13 from Las Vegas. Well, the crowd is roaring. They're pulling for Eddie Cotton, evidently. I guess all the world loves an underdog. Although Jose Torres has been a fine champion, he's been a fine fighter. His record is tremendous. 39 fights, 37 wins, 26 by KO, 1 draw and 1 loss, which is certainly a wonderful record. And except for the time he was felled with that intestinal ailment, he's been a fighting champion.
That's right, Tommy. Torres, Jose has been a very effective fighter. He's always been fighting 6, 7, 8 times a year. And this is what keeps boxing up. The more a fighter fights, the more interested people are in him and in fighting himself.
We are in round 14. All right, Carlos Ortiz, thank you very much. We enjoyed having you. We're now in round 14. Overhead right again by Torres. Cotton comes back and scores a good left hook that time by Torres. Found the mark. Cotton throwing that left jab out there. Johnny Manizette shouting instructions to Torres from his corner. Manzanet is his young trainer. Nick Florio is his cut man. Teddy Bantham is the cut man for Cotton, and George Chimera is his manager. Cotton scoring with a right to the midsection. Torres stands there with that peekaboo style, and Cotton goes inside of it and scored with 2 right short jabs, jolts to the chin. Torres comes back, a flurry. Couple of hooks to the body. And once again, they go into a clinch. Now Nate Morgan is working harder than he has earlier in the fight, separating them. That clubbing right hand by Torres was partially blocked by Eddie Cotton. Round 14 here in Las Vegas. It's been a good fight. "40-year-old Eddie Cotton, jabbing and generally dictating the way the fight will be fought." That right landed by Torres, but Cotton comes right back. Cotton is fighting back, going after the champion, scoring with lefts and rights to the head. Now Torres fights back, and Cotton covers up. Cotton slips him.